what's going on, y'all? T-Bob here.
And Jake as well.
And you're about to watch a little OTB LSU.
We're going to give you all the latest, greatest between LSU football, baseball, women's basketball, softball, and everything in between.
Bottom line, if you want to talk Tigers, keep it locked, subscribe, like it, and we hope you enjoyed it. Sadir Mitchell was already in the boat Friday, right, when we talked about this, or was it not official yet?
He actually became official like the afternoon, after our show.
Okay.
He joined about 3:30
So
Friday.
we discussed him on Friday. We basically knew he was coming in, but Sadir Mitchell, big D tackle from Texas, recruited by Bo Davis to Texas. 3 years of eligibility left, 6'4", 340 to 350. You know?
All right.
Just a big some gun, straight up. And that's something you can't teach.
Best swear word there is, and you almost used it.
Yeah. You did use it Friday.
I know I did.
I know.
I did.
I know.
I did. What was I talking about?
What?
I don't even remember what I was talking about. I said it, I was like,
He's like,
nobody's
ooh, he's a little
listening.
fired up. But then here's some good news. Been saying that you want some, you want help along the offensive line, right? Like you have young talent, but you need experience since you're losing so much. Well, you do end up getting Virginia Tech center Braylon Moore, and flexibility. This is a guy who started a lot of games, played a lot of games, and flexibility is the name of the game here. As I think this probably bumps DJ Chester to guard. It doesn't necessarily have to. But again, what it does, it just gives you another starting interior caliber guy. But purely from a size perspective, Braylon Moore, 6'3", 300, kind of that prototypical center size. DJ Chester a little bit bigger, maybe would fit better as guard, snapping fractions, whatnot. Like I think Chester was a bit better than he gets credit for. But then again, he did have two very good guards play next to him for the majority of the year, right? So, but I think he'll take a big leap next year. You always do from your first, second year starting. But bringing in Braylon Moore now does free you up a bit. Like, if you're telling me it's more Mubinga and Chester, okay. With what I saw out of Mubinga at the end of the year, like, it's not a bad interior. I think you still need to add a tackle.
Oh, yeah.
An offensive tackle, right? Yeah.
And we talked about that. I guess it would have been on Thursday or Friday show and some of the different ones that were in the portal because you've done a lot of really good work in the portal. Like, just looking at it, you've brought in the 13th, 16th, 19th, 39, 43, 77, 89. Like, that's a lot of top 100 players in the portal in different positions. You've done a really nice job there. There's still some that are out there. You look at the safety position. I still think you need to add another tight end that's a veteran player, certainly a tackle. Like, those are the three that I would say you probably still need to attack. Oh, minus the probably. You need to attack safety, tight end, tackle.
Taylor, you had an idea at safety?
Yeah, so this is something I talked about for a while.
Hate this idea. I'm just kidding. You hadn't said
JV and Toviano played both in high school, and I always thought he was a little bit better at safety. Think about all the corners you have brought in now.
Yeah,
with
corners
the guys
real crowded.
Well, because you got Woodland and Stamps coming back. You got Mansour Delane coming in. You got Jakeem Jackson from Florida coming in. I mean, there's not a ton of playing time to be had right now at
DJ
corner.
Pickett and
And DJ Pickett, Andine, those guys coming in. Like, safety spots up for grabs. If you're Toviano, you got to want to do it. And LSU, I think it makes sense for them as well.
Do we know about Harold Perkins yet? No, still no news there.
No word.
Any information there?
LSU did land another player out of the portal as well, another top player, as Florida State edge rusher Patrick Payton joining the Tigers. In 4 seasons with the Seminoles, 110 tackles, 16 sacks. So it's a pretty good production. And now you got some depth there on edge. And again, like we said, with the edge position, after the job that Kevin Peoples did, any player that you give Kevin Peoples becomes more exciting because you think he can get the best out of them. You now have Patrick Payton, Jack Pyburn, Jamari Butler, Gabriel Relaford. So you've created depth there at the edge kind of out of nowhere after losing a lot of depth.
This is a player that –
Sean who?
This is a player that, he came into this season with like all preseason All-American type hype.
Oh, wow.
Certainly he's all-conference, first team, ACC. When you look at who he's been in his career, he was freshman of the year in the ACC in 2022.
Oh, damn.
He had 5 sacks that year. He had 7 the next year. So he's trending in the right direction. Now, this year the production went down, but all of Florida State went down. It's hard to even say anything about their current players because of how they ended up. They won 2 games, right? I think it just really spiraled on them. Now, he had 4 sacks this year. 3 of them, I believe, were in the Cal game alone. And so can you get that production that you saw the freshman, the sophomore year? He's an incredibly talented player. And we have seen proof that he can go out there and be a game changer. Like, he's actually one of the he's a guy that's still higher in the transfer portal as far as ranking than he was coming out of high school, and he was a pretty highly touted guy.
Damn.
So it's not just potential. You've seen the proof, but it's gone down this last year, and you got to say, okay, was that because of where Florida State was? We do have a coach that has gotten the most out of the edge rushers at his time at LSU. This could be a game changer, right? Now, there's work to be done, but Patrick Payton is somebody that coming into this year, there was people that thought he could be an all-American edge rusher. So if you can get that out of him, then we're talking about one of the biggest portal hits out there.
So by far the biggest potential of any portal edition.
I would say so.
Thus far. All right. So LSU continuing to do a very good job in filling out this roster in the portal.
We can't leave out special teams war daddies. Grant Chadwick.
Oh, yeah, the punter.
That you got. You were bad at punter last year. I mean, let's just call it like it is. You rotated a couple different guys in there. Your punter, Payton, I believe, was 41.6 yards. That was his average. Chadwick is 43.4. Todd's long was 48. Chadwick's long was 60 yards.
Yeah, a lot of 50-yarders. I saw a lot of inside the 20.
Trying to definitely upgrade at that position because, I mean, it was bad. It was bad. Like, you'd play against some teams. I think it was the A&M game. I'm sitting there on the broadcast. I'm like, they are
killed you.
Bombing these punts, and you are not even flipping the field.
It was a bad weekend for punters. That cold weather. I don't know what it was. I felt like
who was it? Was it Indiana's punter?
Indiana's punter should be tarred and feathered, or maybe even so.
Well, he's from New Zealand. He's like, yo, what is this? It's
like
summertime where I live.
Yeah, it's
right
true.
now.
That's
What are we doing here?
Wow, Jake, what incredible takes.
I mean, those guys, they're just the best.
I think so. And if you think so, again, hit the like button, subscribe, ring the bell so you get notifications when we post every single day here on OTB LSU.